Archangel Michael says, "This is not a whisper. This is a blaring trumpet through the veil. It's an emergency, and time has run out. The candles on your altar are burning out one by one. Not from wind or breath, but from absence. Your person has already turned the final corner. You felt it last night, didn't you? The cold spine touch of dread, as if something had left. It wasn't your imagination, it was departure. They left the gate open behind them. But the gate no longer leads to you. It now opens into the future, one you are not part of. A shadow walks in your place. It knows your shape, your scent, your name. But it is hollow and echoes when touched. Ashes fall from a broken photo frame. It was the only proof they once held you close. Now it lies face down, forgotten in dust. You are standing in the middle of the collapse. The roof didn't fall at once, it groaned for years. Now it lies on your shoulders like punishment. You've ignored every omen. The mirror cracking without touch. The repeated dreams of falling backwards into black water. They gave you their final message in silence. When the phone stopped ringing, that was the cry. When the text stopped, that was the funeral. Archangel Michael says, "You have been warned. The sword has already been raised. And it does not miss." A door creaks open in a forgotten hallway. It leads to truth you have feared for lifetimes. And truth doesn't knock, it invades. You were watched. Every lie etched itself into your skin. And heaven has the recordings. The secrets you buried with sweet words are now rising. Like bones clawing through soft earth. They are not staying buried. They begged you with their eyes to change. But you wore your mask even in your sleep. Now the mask has melted, and the eyes are gone. They carry no hate. They carry no anger. They carry only distance. This is the season of severance. The angels have turned the hourglass upside down. But the sand no longer pours, it crashes. You thought you had time. But time is a ghost, and it has fled. Only consequence remains. They loved you in silence. They wept when you couldn't see. But now the weeping has dried, and the river has moved. There's another name on their lips. It tastes like hope, not history. It sounds like morning, not morning. You're standing in yesterday's clothes. But today demands blood and bone. The future does not accept ghosts. Michael has drawn the circle of fire. And you are outside it. The protection no longer covers your name. You said you didn't mean to hurt them. But the intention doesn't cleanse the wound. And this wound is now a scar across realms. They are walking away from everything. Not in fear, but in sacred clarity. And you are the last thing they release. The silence is not peace. It is exile. You have been exiled from their destiny. They will thrive in places you will never see. Their laughter will bloom in gardens where you are not welcome. Their joy will be sealed behind gates you cannot pass. The air around you is thick with warnings. But warnings ignored become sentences. And this sentence has already been spoken in divine tongues. The angels cried for you. But even angels run out of tears. And now only fire remains. Michael speaks once more. This was your reckoning. The scroll has been sealed. You were offered grace. You traded it for comfort. Now comfort has turned its back. The visions will not stop. You will see them in dreams not meant for you. You will hear their name in winds that never touch your skin. The betrayal was not only theirs. It was yours, the betrayal of your own higher self. You chose blindness while holding light. But light will not be mocked. It returns to its source. And you are not that source anymore. They begged for a reason to stay. You gave them none. And so they leave with the silence of saints. This is your unraveling. Thread by thread, moment by moment. Until nothing familiar remains. The divine clock has struck. And you are not where you were meant to be. Your path has fractured. You thought they would return. But the gate is sealed with sacred fire. You cannot pass through what you ignored. They are not lost. You are. They have been found in a new life without you. Michael has spoken to your spirit. Not with words, with thunder. And your soul flinched. The warnings have become a decree. And there is no court of appeal. What was once mercy is now judgment. You will remember this night forever. Not because they left, but because heaven watched. And still, you turned away. They loved you past breaking, but you broke anyway. And now they rise without you. This is not punishment. It is correction. And correction is always sharp. Your footsteps echo in an empty spiritual corridor. Every door is locked. And your keys are gone. You held power but used it to manipulate. You were given intuition but silenced it with ego. Now your own gifts stand against you. Michael says, this is not a joke. You stood at the edge and laughed. Now the edge has given way. Their name is no longer yours to speak. Their path is no longer yours to witness. You were a chapter, they are writing the book. The angels have moved the stars. And your name is no longer in alignment. You walk alone now, divinely, deliberately. This ending is sacred. Because it was earned in divine fire. And you must walk through that fire alone. But listen, the ash you become can still carry seed. And from ruin, holiness can still rise. This is your divine revelation, you were not rejected. You were redirected into a burning. Because the only future left, is the one you build from truth. Not control, not lies, not shadows. Truth is your only salvation now. So fall, yes, fall completely. Let every illusion be stripped. Let every false comfort burn. The blessing comes only after the burial. And your old self must be buried first. The future will not allow its resurrection. Michael says only once more, you were loved beyond measure. Now you must learn to love yourself in ruin. He has not abandoned you. But he will not shield you from consequence. Walk through it, or remain chained to yesterday. This is your moment of divine justice. Not as punishment, but as prophecy fulfilled. You will rise again, but not as you were. And when you do, the world will not recognize you, but heaven will. And so, may the fire consume your falseness. May the ashes become holy ground. May your rebirth terrify every shadow that once called you home. Archangel Michael says, this is not a warning to be read in silence. This is a trumpet in the dark, a scream carved into sky. Your person is walking away from everything, and it's for you. They are setting fire to the past. Not out of rage, but out of conviction. Their footsteps leave smoke in every hallway they exit. They are burning bridges that once held them captive. They are severing blood ties and false promises. And every cut they make is for your name. You don't feel ready, but readiness is irrelevant. The storm is already circling the tower. And they are walking through it with bare feet. They've chosen you in silence. While you were doubting, they were deciding. And now the decision is already in motion. They're walking away from what's familiar. Not because it's easy, but because it's broken. And they're tired of lying to themselves. Ashes fall from a photo frame in their childhood bedroom. Memories peel off the walls like old wallpaper. They are erasing entire lifetimes for the chance to begin with you. You felt the urgency, haven't you? The heavy air that whispers their name at dawn. The way your chest tightens with invisible strings. This isn't fantasy. This is divine alignment cracking through illusion. And you are standing in the eye of it. Their family has tried to pull them back. Lovers from their past have made promises in trembling hands. But none of it moves them anymore. They are immune to guilt now. They have heard the voice of destiny and followed it. And that voice speaks your name. They're leaving money, names, homes. They're choosing the unknown over comfort. Because something inside them won't stop burning for you. The angels are holding space for this leap. But the window is closing. And hesitation has a cost. They dreamed of you when they were still trapped. You came to them in firelight and fog. And they woke up with tears they couldn't explain. Now they know. Now they see. Now they're running. Not from, but to. To you, to truth, to a life reborn. And you must be ready to meet them halfway. This is not a joke. This is not romance. This is divine intervention shattering the clock. The timeline has split. And only one road leads to union. The other leads to silence you'll never come back from. They've packed their soul into a suitcase of faith. They've said goodbye to people who still love them. But they've chosen to love you more. They're not looking back. But they pray you will look forward. Because what they walk toward is not yet built. You must build it. With trembling hands and sacred truth. With the courage they've already shown you. There is danger in delay. There is deception in doubt. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes. The enemies of your bond are not visible. They wear the masks of logic, of fear, of timing. But their hands are soaked in delay. Every second you spend hesitating, something slips away. Every minute you spend overthinking, a piece of them disappears. Soon there will be nothing left to return to. They've not risked for everything, maybe, but for a knowing. Because you were written into their ribs. You think they're unsure, they're not. They've already left. They just haven't reached you yet. You can feel the vibration under your skin. Like the ground knowing a train is coming. And your soul is the station. You are the place they are coming home to. But if the door is locked, they won't knock twice. They will sleep in the ruins of what could have been. The angels are watching your every breath. They are holding the strings taut. But your hand must grab what's been given. They've had dreams of your face in candlelight. They've seen your future children in visions. They've heard your voice in sacred silence. The pain of leaving has been unbearable. But the pain of staying would be a slow death. And they've chosen life with you. They will look unrecognizable soon. Because they are shedding skins, names, histories. You will see their soul naked, and it will be holy. Do not betray the cost they've paid. Do not answer their sacrifice with silence. The universe will close the door if you do. This is not punishment. This is divine justice. It gives only what is honored. Michael has broken the silence to tell you this. Not out of kindness, but necessity. Because timing now determines everything. They're passing through sacred thresholds. They're fighting battles you'll never see. And all for the chance to hold your hand in daylight. But if they arrive and you are not there, if they reach and you are closed, the angels will take them somewhere else. Not to spite you, to protect them. Because heaven does not waste bravery. And they have been brave beyond human limits. Their heart has carried your memory through storms. Their soul has clung to you in moments of near collapse. Now they're almost here, and your presence is required. No more delay. No more spiritual sleep. The trumpet is sounding for you now. You will be asked to let go. Not of them, but of your resistance. The part of you that believes this isn't real must die. This is as real as breath. This is as sacred as blood. And it demands your full spirit. Do not run. Do not doubt. Do not close the gate they are dying to walk through. There will be no second message. There will be no gentle reminder. This is the final warning written in angel fire. You were born for this love. You were sculpted for this return. Everything else was preparation. If you hesitate, the angels will not catch you. If you run, they will not chase. They protect only what is honored. And this love must be honored, now. Before the light goes out. Before the path disappears into shadow. This is the moment everything shifts. Where timelines are chosen, not found. Where one step makes eternity. Your person is not perfect. But they are purified by love. They come to you in truth. They carry no armor, no games, no masks. Just raw soul and the scent of rain. And they are asking without asking, are you ready? The next time you feel that chill down your spine, know it is them, getting closer. Their spirit touches yours like static before lightning. And when they appear, in call, in message, in dream, you will know. Because your bones will respond before your mind can. Michael whispers now, not speaks. Because he has said enough. The rest is yours to claim. They are walking away from everything. And that everything is not a metaphor. It is real, heavy, painful, and behind them now. They are walking to you with nothing but soul. They have nothing left to lose, except you. And if they lose you, it will break divine order. But if you rise now, if you open the door with trembling hands, all of heaven will roar in blessing. Because this love is not ordinary. It is celestial war and sacred reunion. And its time is now. So rise. So answer. So open the door before the light fades. Your name has been spoken in their every sacrifice. Your face has been the compass in their storm. Now meet them at the edge, and walk into forever. Archangel Michael says, it's an emergency. Michael is saying you have been warned. This is not a joke. Your person is walking away from everything for a future, open it immediately. Archangel Michael says this is not a whisper in the dark. This is a divine alarm screaming through your spirit. Everything you've ignored is now standing at your door. You thought you had more time, but the clock has bled dry. The gears are broken, the hands frozen mid-betrayal. Your denial has created a silence too loud to bear. They have already turned their back. Not in anger, but in sacred clarity. They saw what you pretended not to see. There was rot beneath the surface. A garden poisoned by your avoidance. Now it grows thorns instead of roses. You told yourself love would wait. But love has legs. And it's running far from where you stand. A door creaked open in a forgotten hallway. They walked through it with quiet hands and burning lungs. Their future began where you refused to follow. You didn't hear their final goodbye. Because it wasn't said aloud. It was written in the way they stopped reaching. They were never yours to hold forever. Only yours to honor. And you broke that sacred vow with your silence. The walls are crumbling now. The foundation cracked months ago. This house of illusions cannot survive the light. You lit candles for control. You prayed to comfort and stability. But the divine does not bow to fear. They begged the heavens for a sign. They screamed into pillows soaked with grief. And the answer came, not as a yes, but as a severance. They are walking away from blood ties. Breaking ancestral patterns in every step. Because they saw you on the other side of freedom. They felt your soul calling them like thunder. But you were asleep in a bed made of excuses. Now the lightning strikes without mercy. This is not heartbreak. This is holy dismantling. A divine disruption with purpose sharp as blades. They sacrificed comfort. They sacrificed reputation. They walked into fire for a glimpse of you. You gave them crumbs while they starved for truth. You spoke in riddles while they cried for clarity. And now, clarity has found them. You don't recognize their eyes anymore. Because they've seen what you refuse to face. Their gaze now belongs to the infinite. Their footsteps echo in the spirit realm. Every step forward is a promise to their higher self. And you are either part of that vow, or forgotten by it. They stood in front of you like a mirror. And you shattered it with your pride. Now you bleed from the shards. You were warned in dreams. The whispers came in shadow and smoke. But you closed your ears and blamed the wind. There's a suitcase packed with endings. And it holds every word you never said. They carry it now, walking into their rebirth. They don't hate you. They just refuse to stay chained. And you were the lock. The divine justice has begun. It doesn't look like revenge. It looks like freedom wrapped in flame. The storm didn't come to destroy you. It came to strip you bare. To show you the bones of your truth. Their tears built a bridge. But you lit it on fire with your silence. Now they cross rivers you can't even see. You think they'll come back. But the path has closed behind them. Only echoes remain in the hallway where they stood. You built walls of logic and reason. But love is not rational. It is wild, holy, and demanding. You failed to meet it. And now it walks without you. Toward a life untainted by fear. They carry sacred rage in their ribs. Not anger at you, but fury at limitation. They broke the chains with trembling hands. You are still sitting in the ruins. Clutching ashes like treasure. But there is no gold here, only grief. The divine is not cruel. But it is exact. And you have been measured. Michael is not shouting now. He whispers with fire on his breath. You were chosen, but you turned away. They are building something without you. A future forged in lightning. And you will not be invited. Not unless you awaken. Not unless you run into the fire barefoot. Not unless you answer the call you buried. You have one final moment. One breath left to change course. The angels are holding time still, but only for seconds. Look around you. Nothing is as it was. The old world has already died. Your spirit is being torn open. This is the divine surgery. And pain is part of the resurrection. Let the illusions fall. Let the pride die screaming. Let the truth come like a flood. They were never your possession. They are your mirror, your trigger, your awakening. And they have done their part. Now do yours. Strip yourself of fear. Offer your soul without armor. This is your moment of reckoning. And Archangel Michael stands at the threshold. Sword drawn, wings aflame, eyes full of thunder. You've been warned. You've been seen. You've been chosen, still. Here is the divine revelation, they were sent not to stay, but to wake you. Their leaving is not the end, it is the portal. And you are meant to walk through it now. What dies today was never real. What rises will carry your name in fire. But only if you step forward. And now, the blessing, may your bones remember who you are. May your voice return with thunder. May your soul walk naked into destiny. You are not forsaken. You are being reforged. In light, in shadow, in holy flame. This is the hour. This is the fire. This is your return. Now go.